They sat me next to the trash cans. Not near them, next to them. My own brother's wedding. 150 guests in a ballroom with crystal chandeliers and white orchids on every table. And my assigned seat was a folding chair wedged between the service entrance and 2 industrial garbage bins. I could smell the shrimp cocktail going bad. A server had to ask me to move my purse so she could dump a tray of half-eaten appetizers. I watched my parents laugh at table 1. My brother fix his boutonniere at the altar. His bride, radiant in $12,000 of ivory silk, glanced back toward the trash area and smirk. That's when I stood up, smoothed my dress, and walked straight down the center aisle, heads turned. The officiant stuttered mid-sentence. My brother's face went white. The bride started crying before I even reached the door, but here's what nobody knew. I had the receipts to prove exactly why I left. Drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from and what time it is there. And if you're with me so far, hit that like button. Let me back up. I'm the older sibling, the responsible one. The one who put herself through college working double shifts at a campus library and a downtown coffee shop. My brother, he coasted. Charming, handsome, the kind of guy who could talk his way out of anything, and our parents loved that about him. When I graduated with honors, I got a card. When he finally finished his degree 2 years late, they threw him a party and bought him a car. I started working in finance. Spreadsheets, data analysis. Numbers don't lie, and I like that. I also started becoming the family ATM. It was small at first, 100 here, 200 there. Can you spot me for rent? I'll pay you back next month. I need a car repair just this once. There's this business idea, I just need a little seed money. I said yes every time. Because that's what family does, right? My parents always backed him up. He's figuring things out, you've always been so put together, help him out. So I did, I'm a finance analyst, I track everything. Every Venmo, every bank transfer, every promise to pay me back. I kept a folder on my laptop. Dates, amounts, screenshots of texts, not because I didn't trust him, because I knew one day I'd need proof. When that wedding invitation came in the mail, the envelope felt thin. No inner card, no rehearsal dinner invite, just ceremony and reception. I tried to ignore the feeling in my gut. I shouldn't have. 3 months before the wedding, my brother called. Hey, can you talk? His fiancée was on speaker. We have a tiny problem with the venue. The photographer we hired flaked, and we had to rebook someone better. It ate into the venue balance. I waited. We're $8,000 short. Can you cover it? Just until after the honeymoon, we'll pay you back. $8,000? I looked at my savings account. I'd been putting money aside for a down payment on a condo. This would wipe out 4 months of progress. Please, his fiancée said, you're the only person we trust. I felt that old pull, the family obligation, the fear of being the difficult one. Okay, I said, I'll transfer it tomorrow. You're the best, my brother said. 2 weeks before the wedding, I called to ask about seating. Where am I sitting? I didn't see a card in the invite. There was a pause. We're still finalizing the chart, his fiancée said. Am I at the family table? Another pause. It's complicated. We have some distant relatives who gave really generous gifts, and they need to sit close for photos. We'll find you a spot. I'm your sister-in-law. And we love you, she said. But it's my day, and honestly, the aesthetic we're going for, you understand. I didn't. But I said okay anyway. I walked into that venue hoping I'd misunderstood. I hadn't. The usher walked me past table 1, past table 2, past the beautifully dressed cousins and aunts and family friends, all the way to the back corner, next to the service entrance. A single folding chair. No tablecloth, no centerpiece, just me and the trash cans. The metal bins smelled like old seafood and warm garbage. Every few minutes, a server wheeled a cart past me, dumping plates. I sat down because I didn't know what else to do. My cousin Rachel walked by and saw me. Oh my God, what did you do? Not why are you back here? Not this is wrong. What did you do? I looked toward the front. My mom was adjusting her corsage. My dad was shaking hands with the groom's father. Neither of them looked at me. I thought about standing up and making a scene, asking my brother in front of everyone why his sister was sitting in the service corridor, but I knew what would happen. I'd be the crazy one, the bitter older sister who couldn't let him be happy. If I stayed quiet, I disappeared. If I spoke up, I became the villain. I sat there for 10 minutes, frozen, and then I remembered. I had my phone. And I had 3 years of records. I didn't lose that day. I just hadn't made my move yet. I stood up during the vows. Nobody noticed at first, then a few heads turned. I walked down the aisle, past the officiant, past my brother's shocked face, and out the double doors. I drove home in silence. By the time I pulled into my driveway, my phone was exploding. "Mom, where did you go? Come back right now." "Dad, you're embarrassing us." "My brother, are you serious right now?" And then the bride, now the wife, a 2-minute voicemail. Sobbing, screaming, "You ruined my wedding. Everyone's asking where you went. How could you be so selfish?" I sat in my car and opened the family group chat, 47 people. Parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins. I didn't type a message, I just uploaded a screenshot. Bank transfers and Venmo payments, 3 years worth, $34,600, every payment labeled. Car down payment, $3,000. Security deposit, $2,000. Emergency dental work, $1,500. Startup investor, $9,000. Wedding venue final payment, $8,000. I added one sentence, "Not one of these was ever paid back." Then I turned off my phone and went inside. When I turned it back on an hour later, the group chat had exploded, and my brother's tune had changed. My brother's first message, "Those were loans. I was always going to pay you back." I replied, "Show me where you asked for a loan. Show me one repayment." Silence. Then my mom chimed in, "This is family business. You don't air dirty laundry in a group chat." My dad, "Take it down now." I didn't. Over the next 48 hours, the family closed ranks. My brother and his wife started a whisper campaign, calling relatives who weren't in the group chat. Spinning the story, I was jealous, bitter, unstable. I couldn't handle seeing him happy. My aunt posted on Facebook, "Some people don't understand what family loyalty means." No names, but everyone knew. Then my brother sent me a private text. "If you don't apologize to my wife publicly by the end of the week, I'll make sure everyone at Mom and Dad's country club knows what kind of person you really are." An hour later, his wife posted an Instagram story, a carousel of wedding photos. Beautiful. Perfect. The caption, "Some people can't handle other people's happiness, but we're choosing joy." The comments filled with heart emojis and congratulations. My parents called, "You have 7 days to apologize to the bride, or don't bother coming to Christmas." I hung up. They thought I'd broke. I gave myself 2 days, not to apologize, to finish what I started. I spent a day building a PDF, 14 pages, not just bank transfers, text threads, my brother asking for money with fabricated emergencies. "They're going to evict me tomorrow. I need $2,000. I checked. He was never served an eviction notice. "I have a medical bill I can't pay, $1,500 or they'll send it to collections." There was no medical bill. Then I found the group chat, not the family one, his friends. A message from 8 months ago, "My sister's my personal ATM lol, just gotta know what buttons to push." His friends laughing, asking how much he'd gotten. "Probably 30 grand by now, she'll never ask for it back." I added screenshots of my parents coaching him. "Mom to him, just tell her it's urgent. She'll give it to you, she always does." And then I found the email thread about the wedding seating chart. His wife to the wedding planner, the bride's sister, put her somewhere she can't ruin the photos. Service area is fine. Date stamp 2 weeks before the wedding. I saved it all into one file, titled it, "For the Record." I didn't send it yet. I wanted them to know exactly why it was coming. I needed to understand why. I called my brother's best friend from college. We'd always gotten along. "Can I ask you something off the record?" He hesitated. "How bad is it?" I asked. "Financially," he sighed. "He didn't want you to know. They're drowning. 60,000 in credit card debt, her student loans, they're living way beyond their means." 60,000? The wedding was supposed to fix it, he continued. She has this idea she's going to be an influencer. The wedding content was supposed to launch her brand, get sponsorships. I looked her up. 2,400 followers, mostly friends and family. And your parents. They promised to let them move in if things got bad, but only if he keeps up appearances. They're counting on him for retirement. He told them he'd buy a house and they could live there. With what money? Money he didn't have. Money he thought he'd keep getting from me. I wasn't his sister. I was a resource, a line of credit they never planned to pay back. My parents enabled it because they needed him to succeed. Their golden child, their retirement plan. Everyone had a motive to keep me small and quiet and paying. I hung up the phone. Now I knew exactly what to do, and it wasn't revenge. Monday morning, I booked a consultation with a family law attorney. Not to sue, to build boundaries. She walked me through my options: cease and desist letter, no contact order if harassment continued, a formal loan repayment demand. Do you want repayment? She asked. I thought about it. I want documentation that I tried. I don't think I'll ever see the money. But I want the record clean. She drafted a demand letter, itemized, every transfer, 5% interest calculated, total owed $36,400. We sent it certified mail. Then I went through my accounts. My brother was still an authorized user on a credit card I'd added him to 3 years ago when he needed to build credit. I removed him, changed every password on every shared account, cut off the access. Then I wrote one email. To the family members who'd been lied to. Subject line, for the record, the PDF attached, no drama, no long explanation, just one line, I thought you deserved to know the truth. I scheduled it to send Monday at 6 a.m., then I went to bed. By noon, my phone was on fire. The email reached 47 inboxes at 6 a.m. By 7, my aunt called, the one who posted about loyalty. I had no idea, she said quietly. I'm so sorry. By 8, 3 cousins had texted privately. They'd always thought my brother was sketchy. Now they understood. By 9, my parents were at my apartment door. I didn't open it. I spoke through my Ring camera. You need to fix this, my dad said. Your brother's reputation is being destroyed. He destroyed it himself. Take down the email, apologize, we'll work this out as a family. No, my mom stepped closer to the camera. If you don't fix this, we're cutting you out of the will. I took a breath. You can't cut off someone who already left. I ended the call. 2 hours later, my brother sent a lawyer letter, cease and desist, defamation, demanding I retract the statements and pay damages for emotional distress. My attorney replied the same day. She attached a 16-page appendix, every receipt, every text, every bank record. Her letter was 3 paragraphs. Truth is an absolute defense to defamation. If your client wishes to proceed, we welcome discovery. All evidence will become public record. We'll be filing a counterclaim for fraud and unjust enrichment. My brother's lawyer went silent. No response. No lawsuit. The bride's Instagram started getting comments from family members who'd seen the PDF. How much of this wedding did his sister pay for? This is disgusting. She deleted the wedding post. Then she deactivated her account. My brother tried calling me 16 times in one day. I blocked the number. The family group chat went quiet. For the first time in my life, I had silence. Real silence. Not the kind where you're ignored. The kind where you're finally free. 3 months later, my brother and his wife moved to a smaller apartment across town. I heard about it through a cousin. No repayment yet. Probably never will be, but I don't carry them anymore. And that's worth more than $36,000. My parents sent an email 6 weeks after everything went down. Stiff, formal. We think it's time we all moved past this. Family is family. No apology, no acknowledgement, just an expectation that I'd fall back in line. I didn't reply. I started therapy instead. Turns out, spending your whole life being the responsible one leaves some damage. I'm working through it. I took the money I used to send my brother every month and redirected it. Put it toward a down payment fund for a house. My house. Booked a trip to Portugal. Something I'd been putting off for years because there was always someone else who needed the money more. I went alone. It was perfect. I also donated $5,000 to a nonprofit that teaches financial literacy to young women. The ones who are taught to be givers, to say yes, to shrink. I want them to know their worth before someone turns them into an ATM. My cousin Rachel, the one who asked what I did, reached out a month later. I owe you an apology. I didn't understand. We got coffee. She's a real friend now. I don't hate my brother. I don't think about him much at all, honestly. He made his choices. I made mine. The boundary isn't punishment. It's clarity. I used to think that trash can seat was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Now I see it differently. It showed me exactly how little space I was allowed to take up in that family. So I could finally choose to leave. I walked away from that trash can. Turned out to be the best seat I never took. Here's what I learned. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control whether you stay in the room. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been the family ATM? What boundary did you finally set? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story reminded you to protect your peace, hit that subscribe button. You're not selfish for wanting a seat at the table. You're just done sitting next to the trash. This has been a fictionalized dramatization and is not legal or financial advice. Thanks for listening.